6 signs you are burnt out, not lazy. Imagine a person that spends most of their time in bed, lying down, and doing little to nothing. Someone who easily gets fatigued and isn't in the mood to do anything. While the majority of us would categorize this type of conduct as nothing more than laziness, there is really a lot of overlap between laziness and burnout, which can make it challenging to distinguish between the two. It's now more crucial than ever for us to educate ourselves and better grasp the nature of burnout. Having said that, here are 6 warning signals that indicate burnout rather than laziness is what you're currently experiencing. Number 6. Changes took place gradually. The most crucial thing to understand about burnout is that it happens gradually. Therefore, all issues, losing interest and motivation, especially in the things we once loved, feeling cut off from ourselves and the world around us, retreating socially, and disregarding our own needs won't happen overnight. When there is still a reasonable degree of stress present, but optimism, interest, motivation, and performance may already be slipping. The second phase is when many people start to show symptoms. The sooner you recognize the symptoms of burnout, the simpler it will be for you to seek treatment and recover. Because of this, it's critical to spread awareness of burnout, rather than simply brushing it off as laziness, as most people do. Number 5. You have stopped taking care of yourself. Sure, one could argue that the majority of lazy individuals rarely bother to take care of their physical, mental, or emotional well-being. They weren't always this way, though, which is how they vary from people who are burnt out. Neglecting self-care and socially retreating from others are 2 of the most unpleasant warning indicators that someone may be emotionally and physically exhausted. Number 4. You've become moody and irritable. Do you find yourself becoming irritable and snappy all of a sudden? Do you frequently experience mental instability these days, but don't understand why? So, moodiness and irritability are frequent but frequently disregarded symptoms of burnout. Therefore, if you suddenly find it difficult to manage your emotions, especially if it has never been an issue for you before, this may be the cause. The opposite of this is true of lazy people, who are frequently unfazed, calm, relaxed, and unaffected by events. Number 3. You used to be passionate. Similar to the previous point, there is a clear distinction between someone who is burnt out and someone lazy, in that the former one had interest or activities they were passionate about, but may not be able to do so any longer. Burnout can make it difficult for you to do the things you once loved or were enthusiastic about, whether it be a talent, a sport, or just your overall academic, professional performance. Number 2, you once had motivation. Now, if you were just naturally lazy, it would follow that you have always been lazy, perhaps with a few exceptional instances. After all, being lazy is a characteristic, and character traits typically don't change over time. However, if you were once very motivated and successful, frequently excelling in particular areas, and you've only recently started to feel worn out, apathetic, and unmotivated, it's more likely that you're experiencing burnout than laziness, as most people would assume. Number 1. Everything seems to be missing from your life. Depersonalization, also known as the continuous feeling of being separated from oneself, is one of the symptoms of burnout that you may be experiencing but not fully realizing or comprehending. Depersonalization is a strange emotional numbness and emptiness that people who are experiencing it, most frequently those who are dealing with trauma, disassociation or DID, and substance abuse, describe as a feeling like they are watching their life from outside of themselves or going through the motions of every day as if on autopilot. They no longer feel like themselves. They are not interested in anything, and they no longer feel like themselves. That was all for today. Do not forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel for more informative videos like this one.